Hello. You good?
Hello, and welcome to the PhazeCast.
What's up?
Episode 32. Now old enough to vote. Today's episode, we are going to be discussing the new Obi-Wan Kenobi episode. We're going to be discussing some Pokemon.
Yeah.
We do have a correction that I wanted to cover.
Oh, what were we wrong about this time?
Today, it was on the Phase Point last week. Weather Report, the Yu-Gi-Oh card, he has a little dangly thing over him. We were talking about what that was.
Yeah.
And Patrak,
Patrak.
our biggest
Number
supporter,
one fan, Patrick. What's up, Patrak?
Our biggest supporter said that the little dangle toy on Weather Report is actually a Terra Bozu, which have the power to bring good weather, which I thought was neat.
So it's like a charm. Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Patrick. I also want to announce that we'll be opening Patrakion, which is a Patreon-style program, but only for him. So, Patrick, please reach out, and it will be $20 a month to continue watching us.
Yep.
Thank you very much. All right, today's episode.
Talk to you later.
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah. Remember when I said I wanted Violet?
Yeah.
That's completely wrong now.
Oh yeah,
that's out the window.
The legendaries have been announced.
I don't give a shit about the legendaries. That's not why I'm switching.
Why? Why are you switching then?
I want caveman mommy.
Oh yeah. Oh, so you got one of those guys.
Yeah. Oh, different professors.
And she's in Violet?
No, she's in Scarlet.
Oh, I got confused. She's in Scarlet, and then the
so
other.
now I'm
the
going
other guy.
to Scarlet. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Team Scarlet all the way. Violet would have been a cooler color for Pokemon to be, but when you bring me a cave woman dressed as a professor with fangs, I'm gonna go over there, buddy.
I think that I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she's the professor.
Yeah. She's got fangs?
Yeah, she's got little tiny fangs. Cause okay, you know the theme of this is, right? You know what the theme is gonna be?
Foggy London town?
No, it's Spain, first off. It's not anything.
Oh, you're right, it is Spain.
The fuck is... You're wrong on that account,
Oh, that's
too.
right, Sword and Shield Sword and Shield were Foggy London
That is so British! Welcome to Britain!
They got their coats of arms and whatever.
It's Corviknights and Sir Fetched. Yeah. No, this one is it's past versus future, baby. That's what it is.
Oh.
That's why the legendary from Scarlet has like what looks like an old ancient wheel on his chest. And the other one is a fucking jet.
Oh.
And their names, I forget their names, but I think they're Spanish for past and future.
That's interesting.
So the professor is like I think his name is for like Futuro or something, or Toro. And the other one is
Pasto.
Yeah, well, you know. It's yeah, Sada and Toro. Toro is just the future, and Sada is the past. I mean, if you just look at the pictures, too, like, if we look at them, I don't know if that'll show. Probably not. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Whatever. Like, she's literally in a cave woman's outfit, but with a fucking jacket on.
I didn't even notice that.
And the other dude is literally like, I have, like, a future haircut and a future tech blah, blah, blah.
What I noticed about both of those people is that they both look like they want to step on me in like a hot way.
Yeah, that's why I have to go to Scarlet, though.
And why is that? Why did they do that?
Listen, everything is sexy now. That's just what it is. Sorry, kids.
Everything?
Everything is sexy now. Everything's trying to be sexy now. People are just horny.
You know what?
And
I think everything was always sexy. Have you seen Jessica Rabbit?
Professor Oak?
Gadget from
Inspector. Don't do the gadget thing. I'm not opening up that with a fucking.
I'm just saying.
Let's not open the furry shit. Let's keep that down.
I'm just saying.
I already had to do with your feet shit. Okay. Last week. I don't want to do your furry. Listen, you can have your kinks. I don't want to talk about them all the goddamn time. I'm done with it, bro. I don't need you sending me more questions in the middle of the night. Hey, Joe, remember when you showed me that picture of Renamon from Digimon? What? Here are some pictures I found, and then I have to like block you for a week. I don't want to deal with that anymore.
I didn't do that.
Yes, you did, guys. You totally did.
Don't spread misinformation.
Fine. It was Vmon, guys.
Oh, you know, as far as misinformation goes,
okay.
A Wallawillion is not a real amount. If you've come here from TikTok,
Yeah, it's actually just a wall thousand. A couple wall thousand.
A wall thousand.
A couple of wall thousands. Don't worry about it.
I did do a video where I said a fake game was worth $1,000,000,000, and people were
It's not
correcting
fake.
me.
It's real.
People were correcting me, saying, "Actually, it's worth 30," as if I said
I have
a real
a copy
amount.
of it, but I think my friend is playing it right now, so I don't want to get up and show you guys.
Dude, they better be, because Waluigi's taco stand is a gem.
Listen, man, you gotta collect all the ingredients. My favorite part was when you can open up your own dairy farm so you can make your own sour cream. That's the best fucking part of that game. It gets really complex.
My favorite part is when his brother comes and asks him for money. So what in Scarlet and Violet?
Yeah,
The designs of the Pokemon are really just on point for me.
on point.
I
will soon achieve my goal of being the chef-based Pokemon trainer I'm going to be.
Why? Because you're gonna have a little piggy that you're gonna.
No, Smoliv. That's an olive oil Pokemon.
Dude, they made the Olive Garden all of the Pokemon.
No, it's literally gonna. If it doesn't evolve in some kind of like bottle thing that has olive oil, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Oh, his oil will become a.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd
Give
be good.
me, and then I'll have like the milk cream, and I'll have the baked apples. I'll just be a chef trainer. That will be the dream.
That would
the ultimate
actually,
goal.
That would be cool. Yeah, you've got that little droplet of milk. You got
There's cream puff one.
alchemy. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yep. If I wanted to, I could get the butler or the waitress and be like, these are my servers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole theme you can do now. I like trying to make themed teams.
Yeah.
Whenever
team themes.
Yeah, team themes. It's gonna be good. I'm excited.
I like Smoliv because when you're here, your family.
I thought that was just gonna be a regional variant of Badoo. Honestly, I'm glad it's a new Pokemon.
It kind of does look like Badoo. I wonder if there'll be any like crossover there. I don't think there will be though. I think we're just going to the Smoliv Garden.
What about Lechonk?
I like Lechonk.
Lechonk is great.
I like Lechonk. I think that the thing is that there is value in these Pokemon and their simplicity.
Instead of the Generation 4, look at all these different X's and all this other shit and spikes we're adding. We're kind of going back a bit, and I like that. That is good.
Because that's the beauty of the first generation of Pokemon, is they're like, you know what, we're just going to give you a turtle. It's a blue turtle.
And here it's got cannons on its back at the end.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I'm sure that the evolutions will get crazy, but I feel like there's a simplicity to these designs that reminds me of better Pokemon.
Of better Pokemon? How dare you?
Well, no,
How dare you?
I mean, it's just stuff like Black and White were very good games, but the Pokemon designs didn't really do much for me because they're so object-based.
In Black and White?
Yeah, well, that was a whole different theme, too, because they're, like, object-based in that one. Diamond and Pearl is a better example.
There's little rats who had warning vests.
What?
Remember?
There were?
The Rattata that generation had, like, a yellow safety vest and was, like, watching things and stopping. What? And then there was the dogs, the Herdier. You don't like the Herdier?
Herdier's okay.
What about...
Lillipup?
Yeah, Lillipup is great.
Lillipup is alright. It's just like...
Watchog. Watchog was his name.
I think I like Rotom.
Rotom is great.
And Clink and Clink Clang and Clink Clink Clink.
What about Vanillux? You had ice cream.
Dude,
don't you like ice cream?
That is... So listen.
What, you don't like ice cream, Eric?
Double
Are you
Scoop...
still mad I ate ice cream last time while you were sweating?
I am a little bit mad. I want ice cream. But Double Scoop is the worst Pokemon.
Worst Pokemon?
What's his name?
Dunsparce is the worst Pokemon.
Vanillux and Icy Boy.
Yeah.
It's a fucking listen, man. They're object-based. It's fine. But
but there's Cubchoo.
What are some of the... I'm thinking like Gen 4 was the one... And that's not really fair either because it's like the Mega Evolution. Not the Mega, but like the... Like, that's where they had Electivire and they had Magmortar.
Yes.
Those were, like, too much. Those were just,
too
much.
I will say Tangrowth is one of my favorite Pokemon still.
You know what? That's a good point.
That's just more tentacles. Like, that's just more vines.
Tangrowth is fine.
Tangrowth is great.
But
Gen 4 introduced Budew and Roserade.
Yeah.
You know, it had the cherries. It had skunks.
I really was fine with Budew until Smoliv came into my life, and now I know that I can do better.
Whoa. That's fucked. Whoa.
Because there's a little olive that's stolen my heart.
It's very cute. Also, who's always right, baby?
What are you talking about?
Who's always right?
I don't think that...
What was Quaxley's... What's on Quaxley's head?
A hair.
Eric? Hair!
That's what I said.
No, you said it was a hat.
I didn't say it was a hat.
You said it was a hat.
No, we're gonna have to roll
the tape. And then he did
tape.
the I
know. I know. That made me
pompadour.
hate him. That made me hate him even more.
No, that made me want him even more. Like,
dude.
Listen, we don't need Fuecoco. I love Fuecoco, but I think I'm gonna go Quaxley. Unless if Sprigatito stays on the ground the entire time on all fours, might go Sprigatito. It's not gonna happen, but
you think Sprigatito's gonna get some hips in the final evolution? And be on,
I think it's just gonna be
two legs.
It's gonna be a wrestler again. I feel like it's gonna be a wrestler again. But maybe like a lightweight wrestler instead of the heavyweight that our Incineroar was.
Why unrelated to well, it's semi-related, but why is Incineroar like 4 times louder than any other fighter in Super Smash Brothers? Why, how come when you're playing Super Smash Brothers you can hear Incineroar screaming his fucking name?
He's a wrestler.
No matter what he does.
He's a wrestler. You got to play to the audience.
He's like,
yeah, like he's playing big. He's on the stage right now, man. He's working. He's working. Incineroar's great. But I think Sprigatito's going to end up standing up. I think Quaxley will end up being like a Matador kind of thing, and I want that.
I'm going to go back after this and watch the episode where we talk about the announcement, and I swear to God it was the other way around.
I totally said that was because it's a Pompadour.
We're going back. I don't remember what episode it was.
Go be wrong twice. It's fine.
I will be. No,
good.
Listen, I still stand by my statement that I would like to pick Fuecoco, but I also would like Quaxley to know that I don't want him the most.
When Quaxley becomes your most hated enemy, I will laugh.
I want Quaxley. I want to pick it and then have an option where it's like, which one do you want to not have? And then I would go over to Quaxley and I would look him in the eyes and be like, You
know what I want? Here's what I want.
What?
I want the final evolutions of these 3 to not be hot.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like Sprigatito's gonna get hips. They're gonna give Sprigatito.
I don't want them to be hot at all.
I know, me either.
I want Fuecoco to just be this giant alligator-looking thing, like Feraligatr. Feraligatr was cool. Swampert was cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What happened? Why are we not making our giant monsters anymore? Why are we doing Gardevoir? Why are we doing Blaziken?
I'm trying to think of what the recent... Yeah, Blaziken was weird.
Why is Cinderace a soccer player? Cinderace looks like a Digimon. Like, that's just a Digimon. Don't tell me that's a Pokemon.
Cinderace, that's a fair assessment. Cinderace does kind of look like a Digimon.
All of those starters' final evolutions look like Digimon.
What were the other ones? I don't even remember.
You had, I forget the name. The ape was like had like awesome hair.
Oh, and he's got the drums.
And drums, and he's super muscular. And I'm like, stop making him hot. And then you had Inteleon, who was like a semi-emo spy dude with a water sniper. And I'm like, stop it. Why are we doing this? I don't want Pokemon to look like people. Pokemon need to stop looking like people. Because you're just stealing from Digimon at this point.
You know what this reminds me of? Did you see that video where fucking Tucker Carlson was talking about the green M&M? And he was...
What?
So I think they took the green M&M's heels away.
They did, yes.
And Tucker Carlson, being the fucking idiot that he is, did a thing where he was talking about how the green M&M isn't sexy anymore. But like in saying that, he admitted that he found the green M&M attractive.
Oh, sexy. Yeah.
Like...
Listen.
Like,
they build the green M&M as sexy. It's fine. You can do that. You can do whatever you want.
he said literally something like, now I don't feel like I want to take this M&M for a drink or something. I was like, dude, why did you ever want to take the green M&M for a drink?
And why is it heels that made you want to do it?
Because Tucker Carlson probably likes to be stepped on. And that's our show.
So Obi-Wan Kenobi episode 3. Holy fuck.
Oh, so yeah, by the way, welcome to the only place where anybody seems to enjoy this show. Is here on the PhazeCast.
I don't know why not to go online. I told you to stop looking at what people are saying about Star Wars.
Well, we're online, Joe. Maybe we can help people just maybe enjoy something a little bit.
They don't want to listen to us. What are you talking about?
It's true. Like 5 people will hear this. It's fine.
No, it's not that. It's just that Star Wars fans just dig in their heels. They don't listen to other people's opinion.
Yeah.
But I am ready to have this discussion. Always. All right.
So episode 3 was incredible.
I loved it.
You get to see Darth Vader walking down a street.
And as he's walking down the street, he's just, choking everybody he meets.
He fucking killed a kid.
Okay, can we talk about how, just brutal he is? What's worse than forced choking? What if they're choking and he's dragging them along the floor? Just full on, and you're coming with me, and it's just...
And for no reason other than that he was just pissed about something completely unrelated.
Well, no, there was a reason. He was trying to get Obi-Wan to come out.
Yeah, right. But
still,
he didn't have to do him like that.
Yeah,
I mean, the thing is he wanted Obi-Wan to come out, but he could also sense Obi-Wan. He knew where he was immediately.
He was having trouble sensing Obi-Wan. That was
the
thing.
I think that when he got close enough, he turned right over to where he was and then
it still took some time. I think he still had to drag him out of where he was hiding, and also he Obi-Wan was trying to leave, and he knew Obi-Wan was trying to leave, so he had to make a ruckus to Obi-Wan, if you leave, there I was just a choking down the street. Die. So Obi-Wan's all right, you guys go. I gotta deal with this, and then he didn't really deal with it.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense that he would, because their connection to each other is probably a little strained at this point. Also,
I mean, remember Obi-Wan is barely connected to the Force right now,
which is a point that I wanted to discuss. Actually,
okay, sure.
Not to go immediately negative. But other people have forced this upon me. That I read an article in fucking Forbes. Not in
Forbes?
On Forbes' website, which I guess now means less, because they just do clickbait shit like everybody else does.
Forbes means nothing to me.
I just feel like Forbes used to be a respected publication.
I feel like Forbes did a good job of making you think it was a respected publication.
I guess maybe. I don't know. This was just an op-ed thing where somebody was complaining about every aspect of Obi-Wan without backing anything up. But one of the things that they mention, and I've seen this over and over again, is that Obi-Wan is not as cool and badass as he should be. Which is such a strange thing to say to... I don't understand what they want.
I had the same discussion with you when Last Jedi came out.
Yeah, and they are doing a similar thing to Luke.
It's the same thing. It's just they gave it more time to show you, and that was the thing.
And so let me tell you, us discussing Luke.
Yeah,
I understand where you're coming from with that. Mm-hmm. And this has given me some new perspective on that also.
Right, of course.
Because when it comes, well, first off, I mean, the thing with Obi-Wan is it's not even just a matter of them getting to choose how the character develops. There are very clear specific reasons why Obi-Wan is acting the way that he is that are laid out right in front of you. And I just don't understand how there's an argument that they're oh, he only used the Force once. Oh, he's so weak and frail. It's dude, he's been cutting up meat for 10 years.
Yeah.
What?
Living in a hole.
Yeah.
Living in a hole in a cave. With an exposed ass cave.
Everybody that he knows is dead.
Yep.
He has not spoken to another human being in 10 years. Like, are you kidding? What do you want from him? And really, I mean, the thing is, I'm very happy that they did not make him more capable. Because this is pretty much exactly what I wanted from an Obi-Wan show.
Yep.
Is to see just how broken he is.
I want to see him become the Jedi Master that he was in A New Hope again.
Yes.
Because it wasn't... I didn't like the idea that, I'm completely fine for 10 years, for 16, 17 years. After literally everyone I knew and cared about and everything that I knew about my life was destroyed and taken from me. I've just been fine? No, that's not how that works.
And he clearly isn't fine, even when you look at A New Hope by itself. He's a little loopy. He's a little bit isolated, and
Yeah.
So it couldn't be that way. It just can't.
Listen, man. They don't. I feel a lot of people, like when they get introduced into a character, the things that we get immediately are the absolutes, and whenever we see a different time in their lives or a different or them go through stuff and act out of character, they're like, well, why is he out of character? I'm like, people become out of character when something's wrong. And you need to look at what's making somebody, whether it be a real person or any character, because that's how, when you make a character, you base it on people and how they would react.
Mm-hmm.
You look at that and you're like, okay, that was an out of character move. Why is it an out of character move? If there is a why that you can answer, that's the why, and they need to get back to a place where they're better in control in the character that we know them as. Or they are changing into a different character. But people don't stay the same. At all. I mean, even if you look at it, prequel Obi-Wan was this fucking sassy motherfucker who did flips and shit and was like, ho-ho, hello there. Anakin, please. Da-ba-ba-ba-ba. And New Hope Obi-Wan was the wise old man mentor and who was just kind of shrewd. The only thing that Obi-Wan hasn't changed is this. For those of you only listening, I am stroking my chin. The Obi-Wan chin stroke is the only thing that stays the same throughout his entire character.
You know, that is something that, in general, I feel like is a credit to Ewan McGregor's skills as an actor.
Ewan McGregor's amazing. He's a great actor.
He so clearly... And I saw an interview where he touched on this recently, that he wanted very much to show the clear bridge into Alec Guinness's performance as Obi-Wan.
Right.
And you could tell even in the prequels that he watched Alec Guinness and his mannerisms and
Absolutely.
And by episode 3 you can see that guy turning into who he becomes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's so good.
There were so many good things to like about this episode, but there are some glaring things that have caused people to be upset. I know that people are very confused about the Inquisitor showing up at the end of the tunnel. Even though she...
Yeah, you know... Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe the tunnels are...
It was a straight tunnel. It was like a one-way tunnel. She should have seen the other person leave if she went down the tunnel. But if she went down the tunnel, then she would have passed... She probably would have killed that person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she would have caught up to Leia. But instead, she was on the other side of the tunnel who had killed the pilot. She killed the pilot and saw Leia and chased after her.
I mean, isn't it possible that she just took a speeder or something to the...
Around?
To the port?
It is, but a lot of people... I feel like... I make that connection, and I can accept that connection in my head, but some people need a little bit more. And from our talks, I know that you can be sometimes one of those who needs a little more.
That's true. I do like when they cover something like that.
I wanted her... If they were going to do that, I would have liked her to maybe turn away from the tunnel, so that way we know she didn't go down it.
Yeah, that was interesting too, because they weren't even really clear about which direction she went.
Yeah. I wanted to see her just fly. Just show me the Inquisitors flying, man. They can fly, Eric. Did you know that?
I don't want
They're helicopter lightsabers.
I know.
Imagine this, though. Like, she sees a tunnel. She's like, okay, I know that they're going to go to a spaceport to escape. I just take to the sky and find a spaceport near here and go to that ship, kill the dude there, and there's the tunnel. Boom. I know.
Yeah. It's not that doesn't... Like, that does not... You're right. They could have done a few things to make that more clear. But the
also,
thing is,
at the same time, I'm not upset about it.
Well, here's the thing. I will reserve my criticism on that until the series is over. Because it could be that the next episode they have a flashback where it shows how she fucking got there.
That. Yeah,
you know what I mean? There's
like...
It's not a complete... When it's a mini-series like that, it's not like the show's just going to go on indefinitely. We know there's an ending. Yeah. We know they're going to cover a certain amount of stuff. So there is still time for those sorts of things to be resolved.
Yes.
If they don't, it would have taken like a 2-minute or 2-second clip of her on a speeder on her way back.
I honestly didn't like how much we focused on her, because in that moment that while that was happening, the Vader Obi-Wan stuff was happening, and that's all I wanted to see. I'm like, I don't give a shit right now. I do care, but this is the moment I've wanted to see. I want to see this.
Yeah, but again, I'm going to just reserve criticism until it's over, because it could be that we get a ton more Obi-Wan and Darth Vader shit.
Oh, they're not done.
You know what I mean?
That was round one.
So then it's like, well, is that going to bother me? No, because in the grand scheme of the series, it's one scene.
I am saying, though, that you have the absolute right to critique something before it's finished.
Yeah, I think so too.
The part of watching a series is the journey along the way too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so if that journey is not hitting you right, then I get that, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, like, let's take a look at because you recently, we haven't gotten to this discussion yet, but you recently rewatched all of the final season of Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah, I rewatched it with the anticipation that we were going to talk about
Obi-Wan came out.
And then Obi-Wan
from me.
I totally forgot that it was coming out too.
I didn't. Anyway, but you told me that, like, you saw it in a different light from watching it from beginning to end instead of waiting all the time.
Yeah, so there is, I mean, when you watch just that season, or when I watched just that season without the context of even really remembering everything that happens for the previous seasons, it isn't as frustrating, because it does, I understand as a 6-episode thing, what they were trying to do. It's just when you think about then all of the development that has happened up until that point, then it starts to get a little frustrating. Or when you think about the pacing of the other seasons compared to that one, it's an issue.
Well, that's what happens when you change pace. When the show goes from, like, here's your your 10 whatever episodes of seasons, and now we're gonna condense it into this thing. Mm-hmm. You change the format of the show.
Yeah,
It's like watching episodes of Firefly and then watching the movie. It's different.
Yeah. Although both of those are solid.
Yes, but they are very different.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. It's like watching... it's whenever something, like, just becomes a different form of media immediately. And that's when you know... And it shouldn't have been, because it was still episodic, but they shortened it and had to finish the story because their writers sucked.
Yeah.
Not that they sucked. That's a terrible thing to say. Their writers had nothing to work with but a base outline, and it's hard to change that.
Because you see, I mean George R.R. Martin, from what I've gleaned of the small bits that I've read of his books, is very good at interpersonal relationships, and there's so much about what's going on in this character's
all of
head.
Game of Thrones,
yeah, you get this person's perspective because it's entirely from their perspective from this chapter, and then you get to see it from somebody else's perspective, and you get to see how they interact. It's, so, and when you have that to work off of, it changes how you approach,
He did a very good job of writing exactly how the character thinks and feels during it. So that was how they were able to make the characters so good. But
yeah, exactly.
Well, as soon as they ran out of material, it was like, oh, what are we doing?
Yeah, they were not able to do it on their own. Mm-hmm. So what's your point about this with regard to Obi-Wan?
I guess Obi-Wan, we got a 6-part series to deal with this, right?
Yeah.
And And I think what I was trying to say was that we need to just, yes, judge it as we're watching it, but we also have to look at it as a full finished product at the end. Like,
Yeah.
Don't like have thoughts. You can have thoughts for sure, but don't cement anything until it's done.
That's what I've seen too. Is like the cementing of these things.
That's Star Wars fans. What can I tell? What can I tell you? That's Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
We hate this. I want to talk about my favorite guest star, Zach Braff.
Oh yeah.
Welcome. He's in Star Wars. I love me some Scrubs, baby, and he's a weird mole alien thing.
I loved that alien was just a straight up mole.
Yeah,
there was nothing to it beyond that. He was just,
and I like how he called like it didn't work. Like, what are you guys doing out here? Oh, we're just here visiting things. Like, well, that's a weird story. Yeah, get in the back of the truck. I'm gonna take these fuckers straight to the cops. What the fuck's happening here?
Yeah, that wasn't
like,
good.
He didn't believe it.
Yeah. I did.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, also, we got the Sand Queen. She's here.
What?
The Sand Queen.
Who?
From Game of Thrones.
What?
She's in Star Wars.
Who?
She's the rebel who's helping.
Oh, you're right. Oh my God, you're right.
She's the fucking Queen of Dorne, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, she's the Dorne lady.
Yes, she's here.
I knew I recognized her.
Yeah, she's in Star Wars.
Yeah,
Listen, we're gonna take all the Game of Thrones actors and put them into Star Wars, slowly but surely. Only the Dornish actors.
I was gonna say
only the Dornish actors.
Everybody
Give me them daughters back. Actually, I'd be happy with that.
Everybody from Dorne is invited.
Yes, Tyrion needs to be invited.
Yeah, that'd be all right. He's in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, he is. He is. Twice technically, because X-Men's also in there now too.
You're right.
Sorry, we're so off the rails. So off the rails here.
I like. Oh, they named. Did you see when
Quinlan Voss?
Yeah,
are you saying about Quinlan Voss?
Yeah,
yes?
he name dropped Glup Shido.
Oh, I thought. Yeah, he did. He did.
No, Quinlan Voss. Yeah.
Quinlan Voss. We're not gonna see him, but I really liked how Obi-Wan was happy for like 5 seconds. It's like Quinlan Voss. Like oh, I do have someone I know who's still alive.
That is
Crazy.
Probably very nice for him.
Also, okay, some parallels I want to talk about real quick is that Leia is Anakin and Padme's daughter. 100%. He definitely saw Padme in her, right? Like that was confirmed when they were talking to each other. But also, just the way they argue with each other constantly, that's just Anakin and Obi-Wan all over again. And he falls into it so easily. He's like, "Oh, Leia." Like, he doesn't even stick with their story. He completely fucks it over because he's just like, "Listen, Anakin, I mean Leia, you need to just listen to me." Blah, 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 blah. I hate when you're right and I'm wrong because I need to be right.
It's a great dynamic that they've got going.
It's good. Also, we learned that those laser barricades are basically just lightsabers.
Yeah, cut that stormtrooper
that stormtrooper right in half. I'm like, oh, I thought it was going to be like an electric stun thing. Nah, that dude's just straight dead. It's a good thing to see that.
This episode had a stormtrooper cut in half and a child get his neck snapped.
No, not snapped.
They snapped
Choked
his neck?
death.
No, he snapped his neck, dude.
Oh, I'll have to rewatch it.
Yeah,
That's
you
awesome.
gotta... That kid's dead.
That whole scene... Vader up until, like, when he's introduced at that point in the episode, not when he first shows up and he's yelling at the Inquisitor, but when he shows up on the planet till when he's watching the fire, Vader became the best horror villain in Star Wars. Like, he did shit like weirdly teleporting around. He probably didn't teleport, he probably just, like, got there. But from our perspective, he just showed up where Obi-Wan was trying to hide and turn on his lightsaber, and he was just ruthless. He slowly walked around, he choked and killed and pulled people. He was toying with Obi-Wan. He was just like, "This is what you've made me, motherfucker. You did this, and I'm gonna pay you back for it." And, that scene where he ignited the rocks on fire, he's like, "Hey, remember when you burned me? I'm just gonna slowly choke and drag your body through flames and gravel." Holy shit, that was good.
I loved the vibe. The vibe that I got when he was done with that too was not that he couldn't continue to pursue Obi-Wan, Like, once he had dragged him through the coals and was standing there and she had come to save him, it wasn't like he couldn't... He just was done. He was like, I've tortured him enough this time, and I'm going to come back and do it again.
I want more.
Yeah.
It's either that, or people are... Because, once again, the recap at the beginning of the series, because they repeated the line several times, is like that there's still good Anakin. Mm-hmm. Maybe he didn't, like... He's still mad, and he's still Vader, and he wants Obi-Wan. But maybe that could have been just a hint of, like...
He can't kill him.
Maybe not yet. I don't know. Because remember, the only reason he killed him in The New Hope was because Obi-Wan let him. And then he was confused as fuck by it, because he was like, what the fuck? Did you just... Where did you go? Your clothes!
Yeah.
Just dropped into clothes.
Oh... So, we got to talk about the fact that a Liam Neeson cameo is inevitable, right?
I don't know where you've taken her, but I have a particular set of skills.
Because he's gonna have to come in and find Leia. No, because I feel like I feel like
Qui-Gon Jinn.
It's clear it's been in 2 episodes now where he's trying to contact she's trying to contact Qui-Gon. And I feel like it would make sense that by the end of the series, he would be able to, that he can learn how to Force Ghost, right?
It's also... Well, it's not... Yes, that. But also, it's Star Wars. Whenever the... And that's how Anakin failed. That's how Obi-Wan failed Anakin. Whenever the student needs help, they somehow contact and talk with their master.
Right. And he needs help.
And that's the thing. Anakin never did it with Obi-Wan. He went with Palpatine because he was corrupted. And instead of being open and honest with each other, they had secrets. Because the war was going on, too. They had a lot of shit to deal with. But it then became the master is here to stop you, not to listen to you. Not to be like, Anakin, hold on. That is Obi-Wan's biggest failure.
Right.
Believing wholesale in the Jedi culture and then just being there to look imposing and then kind of ruin things with Padme. But when Luke needed help, Obi-Wan ghost. When Luke needed help again later in life, Yoda ghost. When Yoda needed help, Qui-Gon ghost. Like, people reaching out to you is what was happening to make you guys, like, center yourself and figure things out. Mm-hmm. Star Wars has said several times that the Force binds us, surrounds us, and connects us. And connection, which is completely anti-old Jedi thing, connection is the only thing that keeps people sane in this shitty universe that is Star Wars. Yeah. So when you lose connection, you end up in the dark side. You fucking see that in Vader. You probably see that in Reva, because she's an outcast in all the Inquisitorius too.
Right. Like, she's not having a good time anywhere.
No, none of the Inquisitorius like her.
Yeah.
Like, so much so that she killed the Grand Inquisitor. You see that in every fallen Jedi, every dark side person. If they had a connection, they would have been fine. To the point where even in the newer trio, the what is it? The New Order? What the fuck is
the First Order?
The First Order, yeah. The First Order. All their stormtroopers are kidnapped kids who are brainwashed and turned into soldiers. Star Wars, Jedi. Anyway, like they repeat that where like the whole thing is like the Force binds and connect us, and connection is important. But don't get too connected. Oh, when you're not too connected, you fuck up.
Yeah.
Separate someone, no connection, that thing has no chance. Like, it's prevalent throughout the series. Connection is good. That's what the Force represents. Just be connected and you can live a better life. If you don't, you fucking end up being evil and twisted and yada yada.
And that's why I feel like a Liam Neeson cameo is inevitable, or at least
exactly.
Because
Yoda.
he needs somebody. I feel like it will be Liam Neeson because they got him back for that episode of that show. They announced that he's going to voice Qui-Gon again in that animated series. So it seems like they've got Liam Neeson around. It would make sense because
they'll do a Force Ghost scene. It'll be cool.
This is about Obi-Wan finding that connection.
Mm-hmm. I want a flashback. I just want to see Satine. I know we're not, but I would
I don't
like to
think
see
we're
a live
yeah,
action Satine.
I think that became less likely
Just
in this
mention
episode.
Satine. Just mention her. I don't know. It's definitely like we're moving forward, and now it's Vader and Obi-Wan, and that's all it is. And also, whatever Reva's backstory is. Her backstory is that she survived Order 66, and even though she was told to go into hiding by Obi-Wan, it didn't work, and she wasn't saved.
Yeah, exactly.
I bet you that's
what it is, too.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that they'll have a scene at the end where Ewan McGregor will stare straight at the screen, and he will say every name that he'll be like, Cad Bane, Satine.
No. Cad Bane? Baning! Cad Bane was already here. Dude, I'm surprised Cad Bane isn't in this.
Yeah.
Just to be like, I need a bounty hunter. It's like, Obi-Wan, hey? Me and him have a past.
But I think that the reason why I don't think that they're going to bring Satine into it is because it seems like they're refraining from overstuffing this.
How dare they put it as... I mean, the only reason they put it as the must-watch before the Obi-Wan stuff is because that's the Obi-Wan episodes in Clone Wars. But
I think you're right. I think maybe he'll name drop her, and I think that yeah, it was just to show Obi-Wan having a bad time, mainly.
Man, you think we'll see, like... Because he needs help, right? They need help. They're going to go see people, right? It's not just...
So, back when they were first doing this, and it could have just been a completely unsubstantiated joke rumor, but there was a lot of talk about the fact that they got Ahmed Best back to be Jar Jar. And I am still holding to the fact that
Jar Jar had a fucking... Okay, that was also in... Yeah, they showed Jar Jar in like a recap.
That is the most likely cameo, I think, because you have Bail Organa. We're gonna see Bail again. Jar Jar has taken Padme's place in the Senate, right? And he's been on the Senate for 10 years now.
He's got to be a rebel.
And I think that you'll see a wiser, calmer Jar Jar who has been weathered by the Senate, and he'll somehow help Bail.
Now I just want to Obi Kenobi. It's good to see you, Misa.
There's no way they're gonna if they do it, they're gonna temper that. They have to.
Misa really miss you.
They have to.
Misa thinker, you and me, Amina, man, made a big oopsie no.
There's no way that they're gonna do that. But I do think that Annie
Bonetti is Vader. Oh
my god, I can't even handle it. Jar Jar annoys the shit out of me, dude. Which is funny because when I was 9 years old, I thought he was the greatest thing.
Now I want them to go to go. What was the planet? Fuck. What was Padme's planet? Amidala, Queen of fucking.
Naboo.
What was the planet? Naboo. I want them to go to Naboo. I want them to like hide with Jar Jar. And when Vader shows up and it's Jar Jar like holding him off because the Obi-Wan's running, it's gonna be Hanny Banani, no. I think it dramatically kills Jar Jar. And after he kills Jar Jar, you see all the troopers run and he's just staring down at him. And
It'll be like this big face-off, like, what it'll be is, like, Jar Jar standing between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, and Darth Vader will strike him down. No, I think it's going to be just a simple, like, he'll send aid in some way from the Senate because he'll talk with Bail about Obi-Wan needing help.
Nah, you put it in my head now. I want a sad final confrontation between Jar Jar and Anakin.
He won't even know that it's Anakin, dude.
I mean, well, if Obi-Wan tells him.
Yeah, I guess maybe.
If not, if it's just him like up against Vader, and Vader, what if Vader doesn't kill him? He just pushes him aside and has the stormtroopers go forward to chase. Now I've got the stupid scene in my head.
Now the show's gonna end and Jar Jar's not gonna show up, and you're gonna be like 1 star.
Jar
Jar wasn't in it.
No Jar Jar? How dare you?
But it was interesting.
I want
to me.
them. To make me feel about Jar Jar.
It was just interesting because that was a rumor that then got squashed really quickly. Like, it disappeared, and that seemed like an attempt to quiet that, you know? Mm-hmm. So maybe.
I don't know. We're coming up to the end of the episode here, folks. Eric, final thoughts.
I love this show. I wish that it would go on forever so that I would feel happiness for more than an hour a week. That's not true. I'm happy about some things.
Don't worry, we got plenty more Star Wars content coming after Obi-Wan comes out. What?
No, you're right. You're right.
Why were you sad about it?
It's just a lot, dude. It's a lot.
I am gonna play the fuck out of Survivor when it comes out, dude.
Me too. And I'll watch Ahsoka, and I'll watch...
Will you watch Bad Batch? Will you watch Clone Wars yet?
I don't know. The animated stuff has never grabbed me in the same way, except for the Genndy Tartakovsky original Clone Wars animation.
That was
love
just
that
moving
shit.
pieces and fast animation for the simple art style, and also Shaggy was a Jedi. I think you're not giving Clone Wars a chance.
No, I did give Clone Wars a chance, and I got to a point where I was like, "Oh, I'm really into this," and then I started watching Barry instead.
But Sam Witwer's Darth Maul.
No, I know it's good.
I'm not
Darth saying it's not good.
I'm sad that we're not going to get Darth Maul in this series. I'm not going to lie.
What was with them bringing him into Solo, and then they just didn't do anything with that?
Well, that's the thing. Well, they because he does stuff in the background. I want to see that.
I know.
We're going to see it. No, not in Andor. He's dead by then.
No.
Yes, he is. Unless Andor
yeah.
happened.
Oh, yeah,
he's
you're
dead
right.
by
No,
then. Yeah.
By the end of Rebels. So.
By the end of Rebels, he's dead.
So he...
I just want to see Sam Witwer voice more Darth Maul. I want to see him yell Kenobi. I want him to hear it in his soul.
Yeah, we're not going to get Darth Maul. Sorry, man. We're going to get Jar Jar.
If we don't get Jar Jar, I'm going to be sad now, too. I want Jar Jar.
What are your final thoughts?
I want Disney to make me feel sad about Jar Jar. I want them to make me feel and care, because I don't really. Anyway, my final thoughts are that I very much enjoyed how scary Vader was portrayed. The ruthlessness of the Inquisitors is on point. I love seeing heroes go through shit and rise above to become who they are meant to be, and that is what the show is going to be for Obi-Wan. So, Spider-Man being one of my favorite comic book characters of all time, constantly is just shit on and then rises above, because that's what you do. You have to be a good person. Some people fall, and seeing them get back on it to become better again is such a good story that is played out in several forms of media. But I particularly enjoy seeing somebody who falls on rough times but then gets back up to become the hero they were meant to be. And I think that's what the show is just doing a very good job of showing me how Obi-Wan fell and how he's been. And then Ewan McGregor, you said it earlier, is trying to bridge the gap between this and then who he was when at the beginning during Rebels and A New Hope. Mm-hmm. Like, to be the master again. And I'm glad he just wasn't always on point in between, because that would be unrealistic.
Yeah.
Like, if you tell me that losing everything that you know and care about doesn't affect you, then that means you're a Mary Sue, and you're not a good character. Mm-hmm. And I hate that.
Yeah. It needs to affect him, and it is. And I love it.
Yep.
It's so good.
Except, it's the Luke argument from Last Jedi all over again. It was fucking crazy.
It kind of is. It kind of is.
Listen, man. Everything is a circle. Everything is a circle. Especially in Star Wars.
It's the circle of life, baby. Also, James Earl Jones. Oh, did you know that they didn't get James Earl Jones back for this? That's an AI approximation of his voice.
Is that real? Because I thought he was credited.
Well, he's credited because what it is, I guess, is that James Earl Jones signed some sort of deal where they can use his voice indefinitely for Darth Vader. But he didn't record...
Nope, that's not true. He literally reprised his role.
Really?
Yeah. Did you find that on TikTok, too?
No, I saw it. No, I Googled it because I thought, James Earl Jones...
reprised his role at 91.
He's 91?
Yeah, he's old, but he kept his voice good. Yeah. He did it for Rebels, too. It was so fucking good. Oh... James Earl Jones, thank you for being one of the few actors who's taking care of themselves so that we may continue to enjoy you. When we finally do lose you, it will be a sad day.
Maybe it's
but I know that you will return as a Force ghost, younger than you ever were before.
I guess maybe it's just that he might do that in the future. Whatever. We'll end every episode with me saying something that isn't real.
Boom! Boom!
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. May the Force be with you. Don't hate Star Wars. Just enjoy it.
Just enjoy it. It's good.
It's pretty good.
It's fun.
I like it.